Hey guys, John Grimsmo here. Welcome to week 7 of Knifemaking Tuesdays. It's Tuesday again, of course, and this week I'm going to dissect my knife and sort of figure out why it didn't work and how I can make it better in every aspect and get the button lock, perfected. So it's all going to be design work and sort of fiddling on the computer today. Nothing too exciting, but here's kind of the internals of my knife. You can see these monster 1/4-inch bearings that I'm using. They're not ball bearings, they're roller bearings, but same principle basically. These have more surface area and in my opinion are quite a bit stronger, but nothing wrong with ball bearings either. And there's inside here hardened steel washer. It's pretty thick, doesn't have to be this thick, but mates to the bearing just fine. That way the bearing's not riding on soft aluminum or even on titanium, if these were titanium, because titanium doesn't make the best bearing surface, but hardened steel, that's the trick. Anyway, so I got my button lock right here, and this is the hole that it goes in. The spring, this little spring goes in there first, but let me just assemble. Alright, so that's how it goes together. The button lock goes in there. And notice there's no stop pin on this knife, because when I was designing it, I sort of couldn't figure out where to put it, so I gave up and just made the blade anyway, which is one of the big reasons why it doesn't lock, of course. So I need to add a stop pin. Here's the stop pin I'm going to be using. It's a 3/16 diameter, 1/2 inch long, probably too long. I'll have to cut it down a little bit, but 3/16 diameter, nice and beefy. I'm going to end up putting it up here in the corner. So something like, it's hard to show you without getting my fingers in the way. But anyway, I want to put it right up there. Not totally flush up against the edge, but inset a little bit, wherever I can. Somewhere like that. So I'll drill some 3/16 inch holes on both sides. Get it nice and tight in there. And what's going to happen is, of course my pivot fell out again. What's going to happen is, as the blade comes up, there's going to be a section on the blade here that's going to bash up against the stop pin, and that keeps it from going any further. And then the button lock, what I did originally is, you can see these curved areas here and down here. They're tapered 8 degrees, tapered away from the camera, and that's pretty much wrong. Instead of putting it up here, I need to put it here. Okay, because as the blade's coming up and riding against the stop pin right here, this section where it locks needs to keep it from moving down again. So if I put it right here, you can see how the tool is rotating with the blade. So this section needs to be locked in by the button lock, not this section up here. This is pointless. This doesn't have to be here at all. So the notch and the tapered degree has to be somewhere in this arc. And same thing for down here in the closed position. It needs to be up here, not over here. So now I know. This is the point of making this knife, was to fail, and to fail better next time. So pretty sure that the next one I make can be awesome and actually work. And then it'll just be a matter of tweaking the exact stop pin location, so that it gets a nice tight lockup in both the open and the closed position. And yeah. So I got SolidWorks open right here. You can see I'm sort of playing with, it's hard to see really, but where's my mouse? this is where the stop pin's going to go. This circle right here is the stop pin, and then this is going to be part of the blade that rides up against the stop pin, so I'm going to cut that out. And then the button lock is going to go right about here, and then I'm going to cut a divot into the blade here, tapered 8 degrees or 7 degrees, so that the lock will engage. Now, a lot of knife makers are talking about this triangle of locks. So there's the pivot, the stop pin, and then the button. Or in the case of a frame lock would be here. This is obviously a frame lock. But in the case of a button lock, this triangle, in my opinion, the farther apart it is, the stronger it'll be. It's like leverage, right? So I'll have to play with that, and I mean, you can only put the pieces so far away. The stop pin can only go so high, and the button lock, you know, can only conceivably go so far back. So I'll have to keep playing with that. Another thing I wanted to mention for the machinist nerds who are subscribed to my channel, I say that very lovingly, I'm not trying to offend. These tapered sections right here, like I said, they're tapered 8 degrees. And what I did is I used an 1/8 inch end mill, and I went down 1/1000th of an inch, circle, down 1/1000, circle, down 1/1000. It took freaking forever. To do 2 blades, it took an hour 45. And that's just pathetic. So what I'm going to do, sorry about that. This is a IMCO catalog for end mills. If I can find my tab here. This one. These guys are tapered. So I'm going to buy one that is 1/4 inch shank, tapered 7 degrees. I was shooting for 8, but I'll make 7 work, no problem. 1/4 inch diameter, 1/2 inch length of cut, 3 inches overall. And I'm going to buy the ball. Here's the difference: ball end mill, square end mill. I'm going to buy the ball, or actually I ordered it already. That one tool is $43 retail, so not very cheap at all. But it'll let me do, you know, I'll profile the blade out with my 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch end mill or whatever, and then it'll let me do these lock bar cutouts in one single pass instead of an hour 45 of step downs. So pretty excited about that. You know, that'll be worth a $45 tool as long as I don't break it. And oh, other thing, I've come up with a name for this knife. Pretty excited about that. I am a full-blooded Norwegian and very proud of it, so I'm going to call this the Norseman. So you are looking at Norseman Prototype 001. I think it actually says so right in there. So, Norseman, I already have a crazy amount of people interested in buying this knife, which is blowing my mind. So I need to really get on it and get these things produced. I'm hoping to have, it's about a week before Christmas now. I'm hoping to have this figured out within January sometime. So then hopefully middle to late January I can actually start making a perfect sellable knife. And I'll be using RWL 34 steel because it's, you know, Swedish, Norse, Nordic. And this is 1/8 inch thick. I think I'm going to step it up to 5/32 inch. So this is 0.125, and I'm going to step it up to 0.156. Going to be a noticeable thickness increase, and should just make it nice and beefy overall. And of course I'll be making them with titanium handles as well, which will be a whole nother project to figure out how to machine titanium. Stainless was hard enough. So, I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the clip. I kind of like this lowrider clip, but I kind of don't like it. And then I've also got this one as well. anodized bronze. I don't know yet. In a perfect world, I would make my own clip from scratch. These are purchased items. I don't know. Making a clip just adds another level of complexity, which I want to do eventually, but for this first knife, maybe I'll skip that. Keep it simple. Get some knives out in the market and get some feedback from them. So, anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say today. I don't have a lot of time to work on this. Wife's working today. I'm on babysitting duty, and baby's sleeping right now, so got a few minutes to play. But yeah, the Norseman, I love it. And this is about 9 inches overall with a 3 3/4 inch blade telephone. And I want to make a Norseman micro at some point, maybe 2 to 3 inches shorter. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and catch you next time. Bye.